TikTok. It's the app that 170 million Americans use to watch videos about everything: sports, fashion, politics. But what if I told you that behind the endless scroll, there's a battle brewing? A battle between Washington, Beijing, and the future of free speech itself. Could TikTok really be banned for all Americans? Who controls the algorithm that keeps you hooked? And why does it matter? Stay tuned, because what's happening in courtrooms today could change everything we know about social media. At the heart of this battle lies a question: who really controls TikTok's magical algorithm? Is it the US-based company that runs the app? Or is it ByteDance, TikTok's parent company in China? On one side, we have TikTok and its content creators, defending the app's right to free speech. On the other side, the US government argues that TikTok is a national security threat, claiming that ByteDance's connection to China makes the algorithm vulnerable to manipulation by foreign powers. Recently, a trio of federal judges had to wrestle with this dilemma. They spent over 2 hours listening to arguments. The key question? How does TikTok's Chinese ownership affect its constitutional rights under US law? Chief Judge Sri Srinivasan raised a critical point. If TikTok were fully US-based, there would be an undeniable First Amendment concern. But ByteDance's involvement complicates things, especially when the algorithm's curation may be happening abroad. One government lawyer bluntly stated, "The code is made in China." TikTok's attorneys fired back, insisting that while some code originates from China, the app's curation also reflects decisions made here in the US. They argue this is a form of expressive speech that deserves protection. The stakes couldn't be higher. If TikTok loses this case, the company could be forced to sell itself to a non-Chinese owner by mid-January, or face a nationwide ban. And this is more than just about TikTok. The decision could set a legal precedent, reshaping how courts handle foreign-owned platforms and online speech in the future. For TikTok's creators and users, the law threatens the First Amendment itself. What happens to the millions of Americans who rely on TikTok to express themselves? The US government's concerns aren't new. Lawmakers argue that TikTok's ties to China could give Beijing access to sensitive US user data, what videos we watch, like, and share. They worry this data could be used for intelligence purposes or disinformation campaigns to manipulate American public opinion. While TikTok denies these claims, the Chinese government holds a board seat in ByteDance's Chinese subsidiary, and Chinese intelligence laws require companies to cooperate with the government. Could TikTok be the perfect tool for foreign manipulation? But this issue is also about free speech. TikTok and its supporters argue that banning the app violates the First Amendment. Courts have long protected Americans' right to access foreign information, even if it's propaganda. They point out that Congress could have explored other options, like more transparency or stricter data regulations, rather than pushing for an outright ban. And let's not forget about Project Texas, TikTok's ambitious plan to move US data onto servers managed by Oracle. TikTok says this would have been enough to satisfy national security concerns, but the government walked away from the deal, calling it inadequate. So, where do we stand now? The judges are expected to make a ruling soon, with a deadline looming in mid-January. If TikTok fails, it could mean the end of the app as we know it, or, at least, its sale to a non-Chinese owner. Will TikTok's powerful recommendation algorithm, the very engine that drives its success, be forced to leave China? Could a US ban reshape how we think about free speech in the digital age? And what precedent will this set for other foreign-owned platforms? As this courtroom battle rages on, the future of TikTok, and perhaps even the future of digital free speech, hangs in the balance. Is this a fight for national security, or a veiled attempt to stifle competition from a foreign-owned platform? What do you think? Should the US ban TikTok, or is this an overreach? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this unfolding legal drama.